Hey, everybody. Today is Monday, January the 8th, and you're watching FCN Prime News here on the Fifth Column Network. I'm Trezene, editor of FCN1, home of news, politics, and business, and boy, do we have a great show for y'all tonight. For those who may be joining us for the very first time, welcome. Here at FCN Prime News, we aim to bring you your news from a perspective that matters to you. Tonight will be no different, as I'll definitely be sharing crime and justice news as well as business and current events tonight, which will include delving into the marketing blunder of the clothing retailer H&M. But I'll also be joined by J. Co, editor of FCN2. He'll be giving you your sports news tonight, including details of the issue with Richie Incognito. And afterwards, I'll be joined by the Revolution as we sit and talk all things Golden Globes. You are not going to want to miss a single thing, so prop your phone or tablet up just right, your desktop just right, and get ready to get into this news. But first, this is a reminder that FCN continues to bring y'all live content. Yes, we look forward to being live because it gives you guys an opportunity to comment in real time. So please chat with us. We look forward to hearing from y'all, all of your comments, because it can change the direction of a conversation. We love that. We want y'all to be a part of producing the very content that you're watching. With that said, everybody, make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube page. Even on this live broadcast on Facebook, hit share to invite all of your friends and your followers to get in on this conversation, because sharing is caring. All right, let's get into this news. In Pennsylvania, a police chief was arrested in a child sex sting last Friday for trying to solicit sex online from an undercover agent who was posing as a 14-year-old girl. The state attorney general's office said police chief Michael Diebold, age 40, was arrested at a spot where he thought he had made plans to meet the girl. According to court documents, Diebold sent explicit messages and photos to the undercover agent using the Kik messaging app under the username Cute Cop for You.
What?
The undercover agent said he began communicating with Diebold after responding to an online ad where the police chief described himself as a dom male looking for a female sub for ongoing play sessions. Diebold is charged with unlawful contact with the minor and criminal attempt to commit involuntary deviant sexual intercourse, both of which are felonies. In my opinion, he should also be charged with having a stupid username. Speaking of getting caught up on the internet, an all-girls Catholic high school in Maryland fired a substitute after discovering his white supremacist ties, including the fact that he works for Richard Spencer's think tank. How did the school even find out about this guy? Its students found him operating on social media under the alias of Gregory Ritter on Twitter. They saw several problematic tweets, including remarks such as, quote, Hitler did not commit any crime, unquote, and footage that he attended the deadly Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, Virginia back in August. The gentleman's name is Gregory Conte. He was fired from his position with the school. The president and CEO sent a letter home to all of the parents this past Thursday, noting that he was fired immediately upon discovering this. But nevertheless, the school officials acknowledged that they first learned about his white supremacist ties back in October, but they've declined to say why they waited until January to inform the parents. We know why.
Christmas bonus?
Maybe, but we all know at least this. Everybody wants to save face when they think that they have something going on that's bad and they think they have the situation handled. And instead of trying to have the hard conversations that every single PR professional will tell you has to be had, they try to sweep it under the rug. It never works. My real question, though, is how hard will it be for this guy to find another job or keep his beliefs more discreet in our hashtag Make America Great Again world? While we're on the topic of making America great again, mass incarceration is certainly on the short list of things to dismantle in this nation. The state of New Jersey, however, wants no part in those efforts. 2 New Jersey prisons have been sued by the ACLU of New Jersey for banning a book from its libraries educating inmates on the subject of mass incarceration. The book is called The New Jim Crow, Mass Incarceration in the Age of Colorblindness, and was written by well-known civil rights scholar and Stanford law grad Michelle Alexander. The ACLU of New Jersey initially received multiple complaints from incarcerated individuals and their family members concerning the book's ban. The Civil Liberties Group then filed an Open Public Records Act request, the response to which, according to a letter, indicated that New Jersey State Prison and Southern State Correctional Facility banned the book as a matter of policy. A matter of financial interest, you mean? I mean, the last thing you want your inmates learning is how rehabilitation and restitution have much less to do with their imprisonment and much more to do about how much money prisons are making from this system. I mean, that's not good business. I mean, you can get a whole college degree in prison, though, but not read a book about the system in which you are fully mired in. Hashtag message. Man, the love of money, it certainly gets people into much more than they ever bargained for. And a man in Louisiana has certainly found this out for himself. Police have arrested Michael New, age 67, for helping scam people out of thousands of dollars in a Nigerian prince-style email scheme. Nigerian? Wait, this guy? The bleaching epidemic must really have gone way too far. See, New, who was clearly not Nigerian, has been charged with 269 counts of wire fraud and money laundering for conning victims into giving up their money in phone and online scams. Serves him right. I hope he gets a black person's sentence too, twice as harsh as the white man's. Yeah, a transracial prison sentence. Yeah. An issue that's hot in current events, business and politics, an intersectional issue, if I'm allowed to use a popular Twitter intellectual word, is the decriminalization of marijuana. And right on the heels of California and Vermont legalizing recreational sales of weed, Attorney Jeff Sessions has announced late last week that he is ending the federal policy of non-interference with marijuana-friendly state laws. Sessions rescinded 4 memos issued during the Obama administration that outlined guidelines to help federal prosecutors decide whether to enforce laws against marijuana growers and sellers in states where the drug is legal. The guidance effectively discouraged federal prosecution of those who were following the state laws appropriately. Sessions' decision has immediately caused chaos in this industry, which has been growing rapidly recently, and upon the announcement of his rescinding of these memos, it sent stock prices of large cannabis companies nosediving as much as 35%. So basically, my melanated people, y'all should be very extra careful, even if you are operating legally, because y'all know we are the first ones to get caught up. Speaking of getting caught up in a retail game, international retail giant H&M has had to apologize for an ad that went viral late last night, or early this morning, for its racial offense and insensitivity. This ad featured a black child model wearing a hoodie emblazoned with the phrase, "coolest monkey in the jungle." Social media blew up over the photo of the young boy wearing the green hooded sweatshirt, which we all know has racist undertones. Here's where I'm at on the issue. Check out this tweet from @JakeLordX. It said, 9 hours later, y'all at H&M edited your site and took down all the pictures of the kids. You guys knew you were wrong, and this beep proves it. Another tweet from Ninja MXNUEL said, marketing people do anything for hype, even if it's wrong. And lastly, this great summation from Nova Truly. I just kind of refuse to be offended by racism from big brands. I've tuned it out. These companies want engagement by any means necessary. Precisely, at Nova Truly. This is the new thing, black people. Ignore this ish. They be trolling y'all. Don't y'all get it yet? They know y'all need something to be angry about every single morning. And y'all's anger brings retweets and shares that drive website traffic and brand publicity like nothing else. And it's all basically free. When are y'all gonna get it? I don't know. Okay, so in other news, I've gotten a couple of emails from people wanting a segment on Bitcoin. It's been all the rage as news reports have been all about how much value the cryptocurrency has been gaining recently. Well, I'm pretty skeptical when it comes to fancy financial products, and I'm always looking for BS in business deals. So today, I want to introduce you all you Bitcoin interestees, to this guy, Vivek Widwar. He's a current research fellow at Carnegie Mellon University and has a list of credentials longest than the worst credit report you could ever possibly see. Vivek has been going on the lecture and media circuit warning folks, and by folks, I mean melanated folks, the everyday mom and pop, the average guy and gal, and he's saying do not be fooled by the success of Bitcoin, calling it a Ponzi scheme and expecting the bubble to burst, just like the dot-com industry did in the late 1990s, early 2000s. Vivek says it is the greatest scam of modern times. He says the poor and gullible will lose their life savings while promoters of this, mostly rich Silicon Valley and Chinese execs, make billions. A massive transfer of wealth in the wrong direction, he says. And why is this? Vivek says, because the currency has yet to be used to actually buy anything. Its value comes strictly from hoarding, scarcity, and speculation. Yes, he says the price of Bitcoin may even double or even quadruple again, but because the price is based on pure speculation, and these news stories are feeding this speculation, but Bitcoin's market price is not a reflection of its growing usage as a currency. It merely reflects demands for the mirage of its speculative value, a mirage kept in artificial scarcity. Its price is rising because people all over the world are hearing stories of how others doubled or tripled their money in a short period of time, and they don't want to miss out. Unsophisticated investors are taking out loans to buy Bitcoin, using their savings to buy Bitcoin. Those people who have actually spent their Bitcoin are feeling remorseful when they see the price go up, so they hoard it. Listen, what Mr. Vivek is trying to warn us about is that value based on speculation rather than real use in commerce. Listen, it's bad. I can't personally say if it's a Ponzi scheme or a pyramid scheme, but it sure sounds fishy, like the dot-com bubble burst or the subprime lending real estate burst and all that MLS stuff you be pushing in my inbox on Facebook. What do y'all think? At me and let me know. All right, we're going to kick it over to the sports set, where J-Co is waiting to give us the top news stories so far at the top of this week. You ready to go, J-Co?
I'm ready.
All right, take it away.
Hey, no intro today. We're going straight to J-Co. I wanted y'all to get all of me today. That's the reason why there's no intro. So let's just get started then. In my top story tonight, we're going to talk about a man who's been not so incognito. Richie Incognito is in the news again. Why? Because he's a racist piece of shit. Let's just put it out there now. You don't change from being a racist to being a non-racist just because you got caught. That's not how it happens. So let's get a little bit of history, all right, before I go into this story, all right? I don't know, maybe a year or two ago, Richie Incognito was accused by a fellow player who played with him on the Miami Dolphins, name of Jonathan Martin. Really big guy, also happened to be African American, and said that he was victim of bullying, all right? What's that?
He ain't black.
Raybo says he ain't black if that happens. I have no comment on that. The guy was bigger than Richie Incognito, but what does that mean necessarily? Might have been mixed, correct. Regardless of his full racial makeup, he was, quote, bullied and called slurs by Senor Incognito. I love just that name. Your name is Incognito. Your name is Incognito.
The best way to
You
look
are
at porn.
the best. And on that note, sports is over. No, I'm kidding. He was on the Dolphins at that point. He is now on the Buffalo Bills. Right? The Buffalo Bills actually made the playoffs this year. Incognito made the Pro Bowl this year. He's a guard for the Bills. After their loss to the who? Jacksonville Jaguars, who haven't been been in the playoffs or at least won the playoffs for 10 years. Jaguars beat the Bills 10-3. And what happened? Well, yannickngakoue said, great win today, and 64, which is Incognito's number. You're going to have to come harder than some weak racial slurs. I'm proud of my African heritage, as are 70% of the other black players in this league. Hashtag shade. Hashtag I ain't Jonathan Martin. So, apparently, after the game, everybody, they shake their hands, hug, talk, whatever. Allegedly, Incognito says something racist to the Jacksonville player. He has not denied it. He has not confirmed it. There has been a teammate of Incognito's, an African-American, I don't remember his last name, first name is Dion something, has said, I've been standing with my mans all season, all game, and he didn't say anything. I haven't looked at the tape yet, but was he actually standing next to Incognito when the supposed racial slur was said?
He said it.
He said the entire game. I would bet that face value is worth about as much as an actual Bitcoin.
Sell it.
So he's claiming that Incognito hasn't said anything just yet, but the NFL says that they're going to investigate. So we'll see about that. I just have another tweet from Seth Galina at Seth Galina. If only something in his past would have told us that Richie Incognito is a piece of shit, we all could have avoided this. Oh, well. But as we all know, something did. Moving on away from the crappy NFL, which, by the way, if anyone saw, Cam Newton got hurt bad this weekend. Concussion protocol. This is why I'm boycotting the NFL. Even before my man Colin Kaepernick, the NFL doesn't care about his players. Moving on, real football. Ole, 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 hey! Usain Bolt has entered the, no wait, I had a good one-liner for this. I don't know, something with pitch. Hashtag Bolt's pitch. Yes, I blew it totally. Someone keeps trying to steal a car in the FCN studio parking lot today. I hope whoever's car that is, they're not getting broken into. That would be tragic. Apparently, Jamaican Olympic sprinter, gold medalist, greatest runner, icon, greatest runner ever to lace up, Usain Bolt, has always been a fan of soccer, has loved it, has played it. Well, now he's trying to play it professionally. In another week, Bolt is going to retire officially from Olympic athletics and already has a tryout for German team Dortmund. However, that is not his goal. His goal is to play for Manchester United. Okay. He said he has always wanted to play for Man U. Depending on how this tryout goes, he's got interest from 12 teams. Yeah. Here's my comment on this. I think it's great. I'm excited for it. I'll be interested in watching it. But how many athletes who have been great at one sport have excelled at another?
Bo Jackson, Deion Sanders, Muhammad Ali.
What did Muhammad Ali do?
Bitch, Muhammad Ali was great at whatever he wanted to do.
Right. I would say Deion Sanders, I would argue that he was great at baseball. I thought he was good. Bo Jackson was very, very good at baseball. He was also an excellent football player. Injuries, derailed that. He could have been, yeah, absolutely. So Bo Jackson will be one in history that we can speak to. I could say another basketball turned baseball player who failed miserably at that sport. So we're not going to talk about what? Jordan? Michael Jordan? What? The greatest, one of the greatest basketball players ever, and one of the greatest Chicago minor league former basketball player, baseball players. Attractions. That's his title for baseball. Moving on. Y'all know I had to talk about my boy, LeVar Ball. Because we have had many discussions about Ball on FCN. There's kind of a debate on and off screen about whether Ball has a plan or a vision. So I'm now saying he has a hashtag plission because it's kind of confusing and nobody really knows what it is. So, couple things about Ball. First and foremost, as we all know, his sons are now in Lithuania. Okay, now all the way out in Lithuania, he's got some ESPN writer, Jeff Goodman, I think his name is, Jeff Goldblum, whatever. Somebody out there who is assigned specifically to cover stories out there. So what else does he have to do but write stories about LeVar Ball? He's talking to LeVar Ball, and LeVar apparently said about Lakers coach, Luke Walton, that he has lost the team. And he's complaining about how the players aren't listening to him anymore. Listen, first of all, like, I remember when I was in biddy basketball. I think you youth now know that as AAU, but it was biddy basketball back then. And parents would argue with the coaches about their sons. My son is good. My son is good. Is Lonzo Ball in AAU or is he in the NBA? Why is his dad continually talking about how he's not getting a good chance or how the coach isn't doing this? Let the boy play ball. Focus on your younger sons. They're not in the league yet. Let the man be a man. And I'm saying this as a father. Even though I don't know Ball's situation, I am a father, and I know there's a time and place for when you let go. Lonzo's at that place, man. Let it go. So anyway, he's talking trash about Luke Walton. In the meantime, he's out in Lithuania, who has abandoned their Baltic League schedule, and they're going to play a 5-game, quote, challenge tournament, the Big Baller Brand Challenge, against the other 5 teams in Lithuania. Now, the interesting part about this is he's getting them money. They're already saying that the team's going to get about $120,000 in association with the Ball brothers, but an undisclosed amount, a deal has been worked out with Facebook, who also does the Ball's TV show, reality TV show. They're going to broadcast these games. So here is the schedule in case anybody wants to be on Facebook and watch this. Now, if any of these contradict with a single FCN show, do not watch this crap. However, if we're not broadcasting, by all means watch it. It's probably going to be sort of interesting. Listen. So anyway, however, in his defense, Walton did speak up. He said at the end of the Atlanta game, where the Lakers actually won, snapped a 9-game losing streak, at the press conference, when talking about sitting Lonzo at the end of the game, he said, well, I did it because his dad's talking too much shit. So Walton fired back a little bit, but it was a quote joke. We'll see. I think the Lakers are going to start banning Ball from talking about them. If they can do that. I don't know. Anywho, in our final story, the U.S. Olympic skaters team has selected its final members. The individual skaters, male and female, 50% of this team are Asian Americans.
Yay, let's go, Asian Americans.
So, on the men's team, from left to right, we have Nathan Chen, we have Vincent Zhu, and then we have Adam Ribbon, who is the first openly homosexual U.S. men's figure skating teammate. The first openly gay teammate.
Okay.
Yes, the first openly. And then on the women's team, we have Mirai Nagasu, Brandy Tennell, and Karen Chen. So there was a tweet here from the Angry Asian Man, and he said, half of the U.S. Olympic figure skating team is Asian American. We had a good reply from Ali Patargu. The men's team in particular is 2 Asian Americans and an openly gay man. It's a MAGA nightmare. I love it. I do too. Another interesting note about the male the male skater Nathan Chen. When he was 10 years old, he had won a competition. He was being interviewed on NBC, and he predicted being selected for the 2018 Winter Olympics. Dope stuff. And that is all for me in sports today. We're going to take a quick break, and we will come back with Revolution and Trezene for our pop culture news.
When I mix a record, I want to make sure that everything is sonically pleasing to the ear and everything has its own space. I know it looks easy, but this is years and years of hard work.
I love my old lady love me. She be driving me crazy, no place that I'd rather be. She's a beast in the kitchen, she fix breakfast in bed, and there's no competition. She's the best with the head, she keeps Scooch, swizz off. Yeah, Sticks, we got one. Straight up. Talk to him, Gucci. I ain't thinking about these bitches, but they're thinking of me. Richest nigga out the hood, and they know I'm a G. Every king need a queen, so I got me a queen. We one hell of a team. I'm the man of the dreams.
Most people will only respect what you do when they try to do what you do and fail at it.
Everybody, welcome back to FCN Prime News. I'm Trezene, and I am joined by the Revolution. I'm sorry, it's been a minute since you've been on Prime News.
Yeah, it has been.
And this is your first time at the news desk on the news set.
Can I be honest with you? This feels very different.
Yes.
This feels very different. Mm-hmm. So, thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
You got on your suit jacket, so you even dressed differently for the news desk?
I clean up for the news desk so I can be presentable out there for the FCN universe. Why do I feel nervous? And it's so weird. Like, I legit feel nervous over here. Like, everyone's going to judge me because I'm next to Trezene, who's very smart. Everyone likes watching you and hates watching me.
Okay. You might act right, though, with the suit jacket on. No. All right. Well, you know why you're here. You're here because we got to talk Golden Globes.
Okay.
Last night was what it was. Yeah. We had quite a few things happen, and we definitely wanted to cover a bit of those things. I think on social media, the big topic was Oprah and her very riveting speech, but there were some other things too that we could cover. Where would you like to start, sir?
I like to start wherever you want to.
Okay, let's start with Get Out.
Okay, Get Out.
Get Out was nominated for a Golden Globe. Yeah. Okay, beautiful.
Yeah.
And we know that it was nominated for the category of Best Comedy or Musical.
Yes.
And the response from Twitter sphere and all social media was like, it's not a comedy. This is unfair and blah, 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 blah. Even the creator of the film, Jordan Peele.
He said it was a documentary. He spoke out and he was very, I wouldn't say he was upset, but he disagreed with the film being nominated in that category.
Yes.
We had a really big conversation about this on the Sunday edition.
We did.
Maybe do you know what it was listed as, so someone can go back and watch it? I don't have the time.
Yeah, I don't
but
remember.
it's on our YouTube page or it's on Facebook.
Yes.
You can look that up. Here's my thought on that.
All right.
Here's my thought.
Because it didn't win last night.
It got shut out.
Yes, completely.
It got shut out completely.
Yes.
And then people were upset.
Yes.
So which is it? Are you upset for its nomination standing and its placement, where it was placed? Or are you gracious and appreciative for it being nominated at all? So you have to choose a struggle.
Right.
And so guess what happened?
We chose the wrong one.
We chose the wrong one.
Right.
All of us, because guess what? All the thought leaders, all the tastemakers out there in social media who were in such an outrage about this were all like, no. And it fired up Jordan Peele because Jordan Peele finally found his tribe.
Yes.
Of
exactly
actual black people. Yeah, he found his tribe. And so he's like, oh, the blacks like me now. So he decided to ride that wave.
Yes.
And guess what happened? The Foreign Associated Press voting public saw that and said, oh, you don't want anything? Oh, okay. Well,
you won't get anything.
Bon appetit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they froze him out because you basically said you didn't want it, you didn't appreciate it. So, I mean, I don't even really know what more to say about that. I think it was very stupid on his part. I think it's like when someone, and listen, I'm not talking, I hope no one out there tries to say something to me about coming from me on Facebook or social media. But listen, if someone is saying, hey, I'm acknowledging you, here's a nomination, I hope you, and then you, no, it's not the way I want it. It's not, oh, well, F you then.
F you now and forevermore.
What do you want? You all scream and holler for the acceptance of white people and their award ceremonies. You get it, and listen, they are absolutely crazy. And by they, I mean the Black Twitter Association.
Yes. The Black Twitter Association
of the Americas, North and South and Central.
Yes. They ruined this. They ruined
this.
And might I add, because giving an opinion that is not informed.
Yes.
Giving an opinion that's not informed, and you have set this up and destroyed everything that could have been for Jordan Peele.
Yeah, that could have been for the film. That could have been for the actors. I don't know that kid's name. I understand that I'm supposed to be somebody that knows this stuff. Okay, I do. Okay, but people's names, I don't have the teleprompter. Look, I'm on the other side with the teleprompter. Oh my God, this is what it looks like to have a teleprompter. I don't have one. I have to retain everything.
Okay, everybody. Okay, you know what? Next story.
Okay.
My favorite story of the night of the Golden Globes. Queen Oprah, Mama Oprah. She looked amazing, Oprah.
Yeah.
Delivered a rousing, inspiring speech of hope.
And only the way Oprah Winfrey can.
Only the way.
And she shouted out Milwaukee. What's happening, OP? What's up? What's up? Y'all know what time it is.
She did. She did an amazing job.
Yeah.
It was
17th and Capitol in the house.
Okay. See, you did good for the first story. You kept it real poised and all professional. Revolution is definitely okay. All right. So she gave the speech, and there were a couple of lines she had in the speech that people talked about all night, all day. But the biggest one was where she's like, "We're on a new horizon," and she talked about being, hopeful and all. And people were like, "Oh my God, Oprah for president."
Yes.
I think we all could sense from the speech that she started doing things, and her mouth and just the way she had inflection.
Yeah.
It was sounding a little presidentially Obama hope-esque. If you would, at least I saw some similarities in how she delivered her speech. So a lot of people were like, Oprah 2020, President Oprah Michelle ticket for president.
Okay.
What do you think about her performance last night, giving the speech? And then thoughts about her running for president.
Well, first and foremost, Oprah Winfrey is one of the most skilled orators that has ever lived in all time. She would not have become a media giant if she weren't skilled orator.
That's very true.
And Oprah Winfrey's a skilled orator. Anyone that was watching this that is a student of poli-sci definitely drew parallels to a president that we call the greatest orator of all time, which is Ronald Reagan.
Yes.
See, I know stuff. So the parallels of how a Ronald Reagan and an Oprah Winfrey are great speakers. The fact that he was once a B-list movie actor who did a lot of films with Lucille Ball, by the way, at what is now Paramount Studios, which then she bought out and named it Desilu. No stuff. I think that wasn't lost on anyone. He wasn't a skilled politician moving into this.
Not at all.
He was someone that can stir, hit the base of the party. And I want to say this, that Oprah Winfrey just sounded inclusive. She sounded like, hey, everyone, trust and believe me. Oprah Winfrey. If I'm sitting here, you all know my history. I've not been attractive by a lot of people. I've been overweight. I've been told I wasn't worthy on being on television. And I stand before you in the face of all opposition, defiant. And I changed the face of television and media moving forward. So if I can do that, then we as a collective can change everything.
Wow.
And so listen to that's what I got from that. And so obviously when you have such poor leadership right now, it's like a relationship, right? You're at home and you're in a bad relationship, right? You go to work and that person at work, we call them work wives and work husbands now, right? And that person listens to you. And they offer you some kind words, they offer you some guidance, and you're like, man, this should be the wife or husband I wish I had. And you know, and you like, oh my God, why don't we have someone like that? Right? So we're in a very interesting situation. A lot of people, one of our contributors, Rafael Martinez, he had made a Facebook post, and he said that he would want someone that's a skilled politician, someone that knows and understands the laws and rules of government. And I didn't want to get back and forth into the nuances of that, but very, very few people that have, like, we made fun of Bush, right?
Yes.
Two, we made fun of W because he wasn't that, obviously. Let's see, Carter. Carter was not that. Carter, though, however, was one of the smarter men in the modern age that was president. I think probably the two most skilled presidents that we've ever had at being politicians are two of the most polarizing men to ever be politicians.
Who would that mean?
That would be Clinton, and then it would be Nixon. Nixon was a skilled politician.
Yes, he was.
And guess what happens when you have those type of people in office? They become godlike. They feel that they can do whatever they want to do without any consequences. And both of them went through impeachment processes.
Wow.
And so,
right.
look at that. Look what happens when you have, and they all have law degrees. They all play within that arena. They're all skilled politicians, and that's what we get. And I believe that for me, I would like to see someone that is from the people, of the people. And I'm not saying that that's Oprah Winfrey, but when someone of her stature is standing up there and speaking for all of us, especially women, because I think that's what the speech was talking about. It was really coming from the voice of Time's Up.
That's right.
And yet and still, I think she sounded amazing. I think she sounded authoritative. I think she sounded like a true leader, how a leader should sound. Yes. And I don't think that we have to label her president because of that. But, you know, she wouldn't be the first celebrity that's been president, because guess what? George Washington was easily the biggest celebrity of his time to become president. It's notoriety, positive or negative. We've had several people. Ike, Dwight Eisenhower was huge. He was a huge celebrity. Big public figure. But that's my opinion. Whether or not she should run, she wouldn't. I don't think she would run. She has no point in running. I think what Oprah can do, Oprah can galvanize people, and I think she's doing that.
Gotcha. You know, one of my favorite tweets on this subject, and then the last thing that we say is a lot of people were saying this Oprah inspired hope in a way that Hillary just never could figure out how to do.
Okay, you said that's the last one. That's it?
You
Say no more!
But I agree with them. Oh, this right here.
Oh, okay.
So there were a number of articles pinned on the, quote, deafening silence of men who took the stage last night at the Golden Globes. How they didn't mention anything about Me Too and Time's Up.
Yeah.
And, I wanted to get your thoughts on that.
Do you have something for
us?
I'm just watching.
Oh, you just watching?
Enjoying the show.
You're enjoying the show?
Okay. Awesome.
So you want my thoughts on the men taking the stage and not having anything to say about Time's Up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I have some thoughts.
You have some thoughts? You like to hear mine first, or do you want to go first?
I'll share them.
Okay, let's hear yours.
Ladies first.
Ladies first. I think that it was the men did miss an opportunity to say something on stage.
Okay.
At the same time, I'm kind of wondering. I tried to put myself in the shoes of the gentleman.
Yeah.
Where if you say something, your record better be real clean before you say something.
Yeah.
And I'm not really sure if everybody knows what sexual harassment is yet. And they might be scared to say something because the last thing you want is to, throw stones and then you wake up the next morning and here comes 5 chicks saying, you did this to me. Like, wait, what? I had no idea.
Right.
So I did want to hear more from men on that aspect, but then I kind of was like, they probably scared.
Okay. Well, would you like my perspective?
Yeah.
Is that why you brought me? Okay.
Yeah.
So here's my perspective.
Is that why you brought me here? Yeah.
Here's my perspective. I feel like most of them were being men in a situation dealing with women. I'm damned if I do. I'm damned if I don't. Okay?
Okay.
How often have I been on social media and there is a female-driven, female-centric situation going on in current events?
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
And they're speaking about it, and a guy comes in and weighs in on it. And you know what happens? This ain't about you!
That's so true.
This is about us. We don't need you mansplaining. Da, da, da. So you know what happens? We go, hey. You all have trained us. You've bashed us over the head with the magazine. Bad dog. Bad male. Don't you piss on my opinion. You get out of here and go on the newspaper.
Thanks.
Right? So you're damned if you do say something because now you are trying to divert the attention away from the women who are attempting to empower one another and to have this moment. So you better not say nothing. You're the problem. Shut up. That's one end.
Whoa. All right.
One end,
All right.
right?
Okay.
So then you have that issue that you said. You better be squeaky clean, right? Mm-hmm. And from where I was sitting, I think that there were probably 2 men that probably could have said something. Mm-hmm. Guillermo del Toro, the director. Pan's Labyrinth. What's the water film?
The Shape of Water.
The Shape of Water. I haven't seen it yet.
Me neither.
I haven't seen it. I want to see it, though. I love Guillermo. I love him. Hellboy 2 is one of my favorites. Great visuals. And then Sterling K. Brown. And it shouldn't be lost on anyone why I'm saying this. The 2 of them are both from minority classes. One a Latino, the other one is a historic African American male, real African American man. Ain't no questioning. He's African American.
None at all.
And he has an African American wife, and he has
very
African American children.
Yes.
And he's been married to her for some time. Mm-hmm. And that doesn't mean that he hasn't had a history or a past dealing with unwanted aggression or sexual attention from towards a woman. Mm-hmm. But I think that if they had the cleanest records, that they probably should have said something. However, Sterling said something about being a black man. Mm-hmm. I wish he didn't. I kind of wish he had have said something. Okay. But other than that, I think those were the cards that men are dealt with. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. So
Leah Beatty said, why didn't anyone say, we hear you, we believe you, we support you? Something simple as that.
And Leah, thank you for saying that. That is a very valid and accurate point. And I can't speak for anyone. I just can't.
Right.
You know, I know that if I'm in that moment, you can come off looking like you're trying to ride a wave.
Oh.
You know, it's all
yeah.
all so problematic.
Yeah.
You know, because how often, remember when Beyonce did the video in Lemonade and she's on the cop car and you're like, oh, now you want to say something about police. It's like there's no good time when you're a celebrity. You know, President Bush got panned by everyone because he didn't come out fast enough about Hurricane Katrina. You can never appease the public.
Yeah.
The public, you know, the mob, if you will. The mob is vicious, and there's nothing you can do for the mob.
Yikes. I can't disagree with that at all. Thank you, Leah, for that perspective. Leah is a PR professional, so I'm not surprised that she
Leah's a PR professional.
Yes, so I'm not surprised that she was able to, like, this is the statement you give. So thank you so much, Leah, for that.
Well, you know, maybe on the red carpet would have been very appropriate.
Yes.
If men, that's the place and the space to say it, because you're not taking it away on the live telecast where it's celebratory, and if they want to use their time to do that, the after parties, there are plenty after reviews where a lot of people are being interviewed. A man should have said something before or after, in my opinion. And he could have said something during the telecast, but it's just, how genuine is it, and how, you know...
Yeah. How does it come off?
How does it come off? Thank you for that.
You're welcome. Anything else you'd like to talk about from the Golden Globes? Anything that's funny, caught your eye?
One thing that caught my eye is that Barbra Streisand looks like she birthed the Beast from the late 80s, early 90s. Beauty and the Beast. With the Terminator, Linda Hamilton. She looked like the Beast's mama.
She did.
But you know what though? I'm gonna say this, and I don't care. Babs still can catch it.
Oh my God. Okay. If you want to see his comparison picture of her with the character, go to At the Revolution on Twitter. You can see the side by side comparison. It's a great comparison.
I posted on FCN.
You know? All right. Awesome. Anything else?
Do you want me? You seem like you're setting up something.
You know, there's plenty still to talk about. I don't have pictures though, but Viola Davis looked amazing.
Let me tell you something. Viola did not look amazing. Viola was an absolute vision. A vision. Let me tell y'all something. This is, you know, there needs to come a time and place where where I want to see all of us uplift someone like everyone in the regular society that's nurses, CNAs, just in regular life. They say she is fine, she is gorgeous, and uplift her, because I think women of that hue, women of that hair texture, women of that lip thickness, women of that curvature do not get uplifted in that way. And I'm here to tell y'all what. Viola is a step away from me becoming a stalker. I'm talking commitment. I'm talking outside pawing through her trash. I'm doing it all. I'm doing it all. Viola is finer than a mug.
She did look amazing.
No, she wasn't. She was finer than a mug.
Why did I ask?
Ooh, Viola, that hair was like, I was like, Viola. Anything else?
Yes.
Yeah.
Last night.
Yeah.
The show Atlanta.
Oh.
Dropped its trailer for the
season
upcoming second season.
Okay.
I watched it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my Lord.
Yeah.
I believe we have a clip of it to play here
Let's
today, so we can watch it together.
Let's run it. Oh, look at that, some picture action. Woo! We are moving on up in technology. Y'all ready for this? I don't hear anything.
Yeah, I don't hear anything either.
Maybe you should stop it.
Yeah, let's start that over. Not the broadcast. Spoke too soon.
We're so proud of ourselves.
So proud.
What is this?
It's on. The sound. We got sound. What's up?
I don't hear sound. All right, well, cool.
Cool.
All right,
well.
let's roll it again then.
Nope.
No?
I mean, I can't hear nothing. So why are we rolling it again?
Because he stopped it in the middle. I didn't get to see it all. All right, so we see them at a table.
Okay, they sitting at a table.
Yeah, it took me a minute to realize that was old boy sitting there.
Okay.
Then we get this scene at a club in VIP.
Hey, they making it rain, baby.
There we go.
Rainmakers. Okay. Okay.
Then we see this scene.
We see this scene.
Okay.
They're chilling on the O's. What it look like? Is that a cutlass?
As an alligator walking up to them.
Gators, dangerous.
Old dude was cutting grass.
He was cutting grass. This was very interesting for me.
Yes.
The chain.
Yes.
Paperboy, there's some invisible tug
and
at
you
the
hear
chain.
the chain on his neck.
Well, let me say this. Let me say this. First of all, don't understand why there was no sound. But I am very I was intrigued for this season just off the strength of the first one.
Right.
But they know how to produce. That trailer is how you reel folks in. I think, I want to say this, I don't think it's a bold prediction, but I think this is going to be a very polarizing one. I think that season 2 is going to bury season 1. I think it's not going to have the sophomore slump at all.
Okay.
I think, Cheeks, what do you...
What's happening?
Oh, I think this
Go to the next slide.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
I got it. I did it. So, y'all not producing nothing around here. So, I think this is going to be amazing. I can't wait. I'm excited for Donald and his brother and the returning cast of ATL. If anyone wants to take the ATL tour, you can contact myself and Juan Esso. We will drive you around the greater Atlanta metropolitan area to show you the sights and the various filming locations of Atlanta. It's a very small fee, $45.95.
Oh, yes.
We take you to all our haunts. We take you to the flea markets. We take you to the metropolitan.
Okay.
To do some bootleg shopping, get all your knockoff purseries and various accessories. We'll take you to Midtown. We'll take you to all of the really black hauntings.
Okay. For $49.95.
For $49.95. It'll be 2 cars. It's 2 cars. Y'all gonna have to pack in real tight because sometimes we double book.
Okay.
In the summer, we actually lift up the trunk. We can put 2 people back there. You real comfortable. You just kick your legs out. You kick your legs out. And you just ride. Yeah, Atlanta, you can do that. Oh. You can do that in Atlanta. You can do whatever you want to in Atlanta. Atlanta is like somebody took Chicago and Gary and they put it together.
With some sun.
And not a lot. A lot of humidity.
Okay.
There's a lot of humidity there. And they said, here you go. And that's
Atlanta.
That's Atlanta. Yeah.
Very interesting.
I love it. I'm going to get buried there under that red Georgia clay. That's where I'm going to get buried. How do I... Okay. Are you going to end the show here?
I'm going to end the show here. Be like, all right, well, thank you so much for joining me at the news desk.
You're welcome.
Okay. This has been another episode of FCN Prime News. Thank you all for staying with us. We love our viewers. Thank you so much for commenting always and sharing your thoughts. We will be back on Thursday with another episode of FCN Prime News, and then True Baller Thursdays hosted by J. Cole, all things NBA. Yay. So if you haven't already, go to YouTube and subscribe. Make sure you like our Facebook page so you get notifications. That way you don't miss a single thing. Oh my God. All right, we're out of here. I love y'all. I'm Trezene. We will see you next time.